Alright, so we're just going to do a quick little tutorial, kinda just walking through this little modding guide for Sonic Adventure 2 Chao Garden. So you're going to start out by opening up Visual Studio Code. And then you are going to create a new project. You can just type in DLL up here. I already have it on the left, so it doesn't really matter, but you're going to click on this one. And then go ahead and name your project whatever. So we're going to call it Test Hat, just because we're making a hat here. And I guess wait for that to finish. Alright, and then this is all pretty simple, actually, like setting it up in the mod loader. So let's open up our mod loader real quick, actually. We're not going to update my mods right now. First off, you're going to create a new mod. We're going to call it Test Hat for our purposes. You don't need to select a category, it doesn't really matter. Version can be literally whatever you want. We're just going to call it 1.0. Don't click on either of these, because I don't know, this tutorial says not to. I don't know what it does, so if you do, go ahead and click OK. So then we have a little mod ini right here. You're going to want to type in your DLL file. Oh wait, it's all caps. And we will finish this part later. We don't actually like put anything in here yet, but save as you remember. Alright, so you're going to want to get to your Sonic Adventure 2 folder and your Steam apps common. And then if you already have the mod loader installed, which you probably do, you're going to have a little programming folder right here. So you're going to take every file from the programming folder, you're going to copy it, and then you're going to put it all in the project folder you just made with Visual Studio Code. So not the one that we just made using the mod loader. This one we're not going to do anything with right now. This is the one where you have your code saved for the DLL that we just made, wherever you decided to have it put. Alright, so after you've done that, we're going to pull up Visual Studio Code, open up your project, and then we're going to click Build. Let's actually go on to Release. I'm going to click Build. This part doesn't matter, by the way, whichever one you do. Does not matter. It's just whatever you want to put in. You can literally make a new one called whatever. Like, now it'll all go into a folder called that. It's just what folder it goes into, so you can keep it all separated. So I guess we're going to put it in this one. And just click Build. Build Solution. And we get an error right here. It says entry point must be defined. And we want to find out what caused that issue actually. Let's go into Project, let's go into Properties. Configuration type, here it is. This should be set to DLL on here. And then this should be on, 10.0. And then this should be 19. Should all be good. Let's build the solution again. And now we're all good. So I just had something wrong in there. You might also have something wrong if you used VS before and like you set it up weird. Alright, so if you had any issues like I did, just make sure you go into Properties and then just adjust this to fit exactly what it looks like in here. This is also assuming that you have the Windows SDK downloaded for Windows 10. I didn't the first time I had it, and I was wondering what was going wrong for forever. So make sure you have that installed. And then so we just compiled it, so that should be all good now. And now we go into Blender. Alright, so you're going to want to make a new project in Blender. You're going to delete everything here. And then you are going to go to our little SA Tools tab, provided that you installed this little add-on. And then we're going to click Import Model. Navigate to wherever you dumped everything from SA Tools, assuming you did that. I'm not putting that in this tutorial because that should have already been done. So you're going to scroll down to Chao. You're going to click on Models, AL Root Object, and you're going to click on ALNCN. I'm going to import that. So here we have our little child neutral chow. Let me drag this up. I don't know all the hotkeys on here, I'm sorry. And then assuming you already made your model, you're going to go ahead and import it. I'm just going to grab a random model from here to throw in. Like, wow, that's our hat. Okay. And then we're going to go to this little thing. Make sure you have make sure you don't have the chow selected. Make sure you have your object selected. Go to this little tab right here. Click Add Object Constraint, Child of, and you're going to type in 16. Then we're going to click on the first one, and you're going to click Clear Inverse, and then we're going to resize it and put it somewhere on the chow that we think fits. So for us, we're just going to have it like that. And you're going to want to go ahead and delete the entire hierarchy from the chow that you imported. So we're just left with this in the position that it should be in. And then we will export as an Sa2 model. So we will call it test hat. Let's give it some materials real quick. So we're going to texture paint. We're going to actually first, before we do that, we are going to click where's material properties. Mesh properties. Where is it? Information. We're going to click update materials, and we're just going to, let's see, let's name it matte. I'm just going to make it like this just for fun, right? Alright, so after you've made your texture, or imported your texture or whatever, you're going to go on to layout again, click on the little material box right here, click on the material that you're using, and then we're going to click on texture, and we're going to click on image texture, then we're going to click on the image that we imported. Alright, so I went ahead and added the other materials back in here. It doesn't really matter, I just wanted to have it use 3. So then we'll go back into texture paint, and I applied the same texture to all of them, but now you can see the entire thing is textured. Make sure that your texture IDs are set correctly. So here we have 1, 1, and 2, which is bad. So we should have this one set, I guess this one right here. Forgive me for having these all in like a wonky order. This one should be set to 0. This one should be 1. This one should be 2. And then we're all good. Okay, so on the UV editing tab, you're going to want to click A to select all of the vertices. You're going to click U, click Smart UV Project, just to get this automatically UV'd. And you can adjust all that on your own if you want, but because I don't really care about this, we're just going to leave it like that. Alright, then you're going to want to save your image in the texture paint tab. So we're just going to go ahead and save that as matte.png. We're actually going to save it multiple times just to pretend that we have multiple textures on this. Okay, so you're going to close Blender, open up SA Tools Hub, you're going to click Open Texture Editor right here, you're going to click File, New, Pack, and then you're going to click Add and navigate to whatever folder has your materials that you just created. I'm going to put all these in here. Make sure the indexes are correct, they should be, so we have 0, 1, 2, and then otherwise, if they're not, you can go ahead and move them around by clicking up and down on here to rearrange the order. make your global indexes something that is definitely not going to have been used yet. So that's probably good. And then I'm just going to put them next to each other. I don't believe you have to put them next to each other, but I think it's good practice just to keep your stuff all contained to one area. I'm going to go ahead and save it as a pack. We'll just name it test_hat.pack. So you're going to exit out of that. Alright, so then assuming you've been looking at this, you're going to scroll down to the basic code part. I'm going to click here, and then it's going to ask you if you want to download this. Click yes. I am clicking no because I just downloaded it already. I'm going to open this up. You're going to drag all this into your little project folder for Visual Studio. We're going to go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code again. So now that we have Visual Studio Code open, we're going to click Project. We're going to click Add Existing Item. We're going to click on the main CPP that we just had, or that we just added to the folder. We're going to open that. Alright, and you're going to scroll down to this part, and you're going to choose whether you want to make this a vanilla hat or an accessory. And so a vanilla hat is going to remove your chow's head, so you can just have something else in place of it, or you're going to have it as an accessory, which means that your chow can like wear something while still having their face. So for our purposes, we're going to use an accessory because I put it on top of their head. So let's go ahead and just remove all of the easy registers for hats because we don't need that. And then we will name our file right here, which is test_hat. So this is the file that contains, or this is the model file for your hat. So we named ours test hat in Blender. You put whatever you named yours right there. And then this is how it's going to show up in the black market. So we're going to call it funny, and then the description will be wowie, if I could spell. And then you're going to type in the name of your texture pack. So whatever you named your pack, type it in there. I also named mine test hat, so we're just gonna have test hat there. Don't put the extension in it, just the name. For this one you need the extension though for the model. And then you're going to click on, where is it? Go back into your little hats thing we just downloaded. Alright, and then you're going to go back into your project folder. You're going to take the model info H and CPP files. Let me see where they are. So these two. And you're going to drag them into source right here. I believe the same thing can be done just by clicking project, add existing item, but this is how the tutorial says to do it, so we're doing it that way. And then you're going to want to click on release, just because this is going to be our final version, and then build test hat. And then hopefully you get a succeeded down there. If you didn't get a succeeded, let me know and we can try and figure out what the issue was. Just make sure that your properties are set to all be exactly this on here. Alright, one little thing I forgot to mention. So if you want to set a sale price and a buy price, you can do that right here. So right now we have the buy price as 100 and the sell price also as 100. And then we have it set as a head object right here. You can also set it as face if you'd rather it be a face accessory, or if that's like how you have it organized. I don't think it really makes a difference. I'm not sure like what actually changes about it, so we're just gonna have it as head for ours. Alright, so then you're gonna want to open up your little mod folder that's actually like in your mods you made with the mod manager. And then you're going to take your DLL from your project folder, so it should be in release because that's when we just put it in. And then you're going to drag the DLL. Actually, we're going to copy it. We're going to copy the DLL into here. We're going to edit the mod.ini now, and we're going to say that this is test_hat.dll. Name that whatever your DLL is named, obviously. We're going to save, and then we can go ahead and exit. And then you're going to create a new folder in here. It's called gd_pc. And inside of that, we make another new folder called PRS, and that's going to be where our texture gets placed. So then go to wherever your texture is, and then you're going to want to drag in not the actual like images. You're going to want to drag in the pack that we just made. So ours is this. We're going to paste it in there, and then that should be all set. Oh, also, you're going to want to add your model to the root of your mod folder. So for me it was, where is it? test_hat.sa2 model. Alright, so once you have that all set up, you're going to go into your mod loader, you're going to refresh it, click on your mod that you just made, save that, make sure it's at the bottom. It needs to at least be below CWE, just because that's what actually like enables this editing. And then put it below all of the hat mods that you're currently using, just because it may mess with the indexes if you didn't. So we're going to save and play.
File select.
Go into the Chow Garden.
Stage you would like to go to a character.
Go into the black market. We're going to open up our debug menu by pressing X and Y, and go on to accessory or hat if you made it a vanilla hat, and then we're going to scroll down to the very bottom of the available ones, because that's where ours will be, and ours was called funny. So we're going to click on that, then we're going to go to shopping, and now we're going to go to the accessories page and click on the one that we just made. It looks really funny at the bottom of the screen. And then go ahead and give it to one of your chow and hope that it turns out right. So we're going to move ours to Goopy right here. And there he goes. It looks a little screwed up, but I think that's just because of the model that I used for it. So normally, that'll look fine. Wow.